Away from Wilco, Nels Cline tends to avoid the spotlight, makes arty records with a free jazz sensibility, until now. His latest release is an exploration of romance. It's called Lovers, and Tom Moon has our review.
Nels Cline says he's been working out the details of this record for 25 years. It's a set of love songs dating from Tin Pan Alley days to the present, featuring his guitar surrounded by a sultry studio orchestra. Cline was inspired to learn guitar as a kid growing up in Los Angeles when he heard Jimi Hendrix play Manic Depression. But he regards the late jazz legend Jim Hall as a towering influence. Throughout this record, he emulates Hall's distinctive liquid tone and graceful way with the melody. Cline treats these melodies with great reverence. He plays them straight, resisting jazz abstraction or rock star showmanship. This sense of message discipline gives his original tunes a classic sound. On this one, called Hairpin and Hatbox, he updates chord progressions used by Irving Berlin. Nels Cline describes himself as a, quote, fake jazz guy and a not-all-the-way rock guy. From this in-between state, he's crafted moody, understated, texture-rich music. It's as though the years spent refining the idea led Nels Cline to a simple conclusion. The best way to play music for lovers is to sound like one.
The latest from Nels Cline is called Lovers. Our reviewer is Tom Moon.
You're listening to All Things Considered from NPR News.
This is CPR News. I'm Ryan Moore. At the Olympics tomorrow, for the first time in history, an athlete will compete who qualified for the Games as a cadet at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. I spoke with 22-year-old David Higgins before he went to Brazil as part of our coverage of Coloradans competing in Rio. Welcome to the program.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on, Ryan.
So your Olympic event is one people may not have heard of, prone rifle. You're on the ground and you shoot at a target 50 meters away. That's a little over half a football field. I understand that it's much quieter than you might think a shooting event would be. Describe the ambiance.
Definitely. So in years past, it's kind of like golf. You know, people are quiet, not much talking going on in the range. The 22 itself is not very loud. In fact, it doesn't break the sound barrier, so it generally doesn't break the sound barrier, so you don't hear that loud crack. But in recent years, the past couple years, they've been trying to get it to be a little more, I guess, interactive with the crowd. So they're starting to play music during the events and everything. Still, the bullets are not very loud, so you know the fans don't put in earplugs generally. You just kind of listen to music, mingle around and talk.
Does the music distract you?
So it depends on what's playing, you know. They've kind of, initially they'd play anything, but I think this past year they said no, you know, heavy pulsating music. So it's generally just regular pop music, which I listen to on the radio all the time, so it's fine for me.
I see. This is not one of the most watched events on television. What do you like best about this sport?
So, for me, the prone event is the most accurate of all the events. You know, you're trying to tune the gun to make sure that the gun and the ammunition is all matched up. You know, you're torquing your screws to make sure that the gun and everything is mechanically as perfect as it can be. And so that's one aspect of it. But then you introduce the human